Okay, so in this video, I want to continue on real quick with a couple of more things that I did specifically for this series, right? Like I said, I made some imperfections on purpose, and I want to show you and explain to you why, because it just goes along with the trade, right? So I actually on purpose caused what we call a blowout. A blowout is when you have something that's behind the drywall, so when it gets hung, it pops this out and it creates a blowout, okay? I put a screw there so that way it would purposely blow it out, okay? Sometimes with the receptacles, what happens is the way that the electricians screw it, or the box that they use, they have a little screw that sticks out here, and it'll bust this whole thing up right on the side of it. So that's another one. Now, two joints that I had talked about when I was describing the drywall in another video, okay, are specialty joints, right? So I told you before, you have your fill joint and you have your butt joint, and typically you're going to have a 48 inch and a 48 inch to your ceiling, which gives you a true 8-foot ceiling, right? Well, if you go into a house that has a 9-foot or a 10-foot ceiling and you're using 48 inch or 4-foot high drywall, you're going to have to come up with a 1 or 2 foot rip somewhere, right? So sometimes they'll put that rip up here. So now you're going to have a fill joint here, and you're going to have some kind of a rip up here, which isn't bad, because in that instance, you're going to have 2 rips that have this recess, which is pretty nice. It's just kind of a pain in the butt that you're going to have to go around on stilts or on a Perry scaffold or something to hit that top joint. The other way they can do it is they can put it at the bottom, right? And if they put it at the bottom, well, now it sucks because you're going to be bending over for 1 or 2 feet and going all the way around hitting that joint. Now, what really bugs is when they give you what's called a belly band. A belly band is when they put it right in the middle. I don't know if you can see that. Right in the middle, right? So this is where your 48 hits your other 48, but now because it's a 9-foot wall, and this is only for demonstrations because in here I'm actually only at 7 foot. But when you have a 9-foot wall, you'll have your nice part, then they break it in the middle, and you're gonna have this rough edge, which you can see. I mean, there's a huge lip on this, right? If you see this big old, there's gonna be a lot of fill in there. I don't know if you can see if it's picking it up or not. But you have a huge lip here, and then you go to the top. Now, in these training purposes, I could have easily just flipped it and had a nice piece down here, but because I purposely want to teach you guys on how to fix anything that you're gonna come across, I gave myself a belly band, right? So we're gonna see how we're gonna take this out and make this look like it's all one piece. The other one, what we call is a bastard joint. And a bastard joint basically is a joint that nobody wants to deal with. That's why they call it a bastard joint, right? So what that means is you have a factory edge, which is this one, with a rough cut and like the butt joint, right? So this one, I just ran it all the way up and all the way down. But as you can see, it's the same deal that you have a bit of a lip here that we're gonna have to fill in, and we're gonna have to fix this, right? Because it's a nice factory edge. Let's see if I can turn this. It's a nice factory edge with the rough side, and we're gonna have to fix that whole piece there. Okay, so those are some specialty joints that I'm calling them, and how we're gonna pre-fill those, how we're gonna get them in the process to get ready for the mud and tape. Okay, so we'll get to the next one.